Hi Flosstubers, I am going to just get on here and show you my stuff. I just took my dinner out of the oven and it's like 8:15 and I'm finally sitting down to eat a little something. I'm on my own, house is quiet so far, and we're just going to get through this. I'm hoping in about a week and a half life is going to kind of mellow out a little bit. So we'll see, and maybe I can get on here a little bit more frequently, but really I'm only showing you stuff that you've seen before. There's one project I started new, but it's not really that big of a deal. I don't know. I think so. I think it's really cute, but anyhow, maybe if I had more stitchy time I could get through some of this stuff more often, but it is what it is, right? So I'm going to show you what I have accumulated so far with my little haul. Not a whole lot, but it's cute what I have. So as far as my life, it's the same old, getting back into routine with work. Little Rico here, I put down on Instagram that he had this bladder infection. I took him back for a recheck, and there's still some type of something in his urine and some infection, so we're sending that to the lab. He's acting better, but we'll see. We'll see what the labs say. Hopefully it's just a different antibiotic he needs. We really hope. But the antibiotic he had worked partially, so hopefully, let's hope. My cat is snoring. She's fallen asleep next to the water dish. I was like, what was that noise? Sorry, couldn't figure that one out. I'm just getting over this really bad cold that unfortunately I gave to my family, but I got it at work. It's one that just doesn't want to leave you, so I may sound a little congested. I did take Monday and Tuesday off because I was just way too sick to work, but I'm back at it with work, but it's just this here. It's just here, and I can't get rid of it. And that's the way it is with several people at work who came down with the same thing before me. So if I sound congested nasally, that's why. So I got this on Amazon. It's the DMC chair organizer, and I was looking at a bunch of them, and I just went ahead and made a decision to get DMC. And this has the little pockets, and then it's got a big one. And this has a big one. You can put your floss right here, which I really don't. You could put your scissors here if you want, if you don't have a scissors fob like I do. And then if you don't want your pillow, I call it a pillow, I'm sorry, your pin cushion, you can take it off, but I use the pin cushion, even though I have needle minders. But when I'm stitching in hand, there's a few small projects I stiff it. I'm talking really well, people. Really well. I'm trying to hurry. I stitch in hand with small projects. Then I don't usually have a needle minder because of the weight. So I use that. But I went ahead and got it, took a shot in the dark, and went for it hoping that it was good quality. And it is. It's really heavy. It's sturdy. My only thing is that my arm in my chair, on my chair, is very small rounded. So it kind of sits like this a little bit. So my plan is to get something really sturdy, like a real good sturdy cardboard, possibly like a thicker one, or maybe I'll just look around and then get some fabric and just sew it here. So it'll sit more stiff. And then I do want to get another chair, a larger, more cushy chair, maybe more like a swivel rocker. for right here. Rico always likes to sit with me, and he always sits on the arm of the chair, but it's not a very big arm. It just helps with his breathing a little better. But even if I do get a chair that has an arm that's more designed for, I think that stability would still be nice, so I would leave it on there, I'm sure. But yeah, that's a great one. If you're trying to figure out what armchair organizer, I guess is what it's called, to go for, it's kind of got the feel of vinyl, not cloth, but and I haven't like put my projects in the pocket just because of the arm of my chair right now. I will once I get that stability in there. So as far as wear, I haven't had it that long, so I can't really say whether it lasts a long time, but it's sturdy. I like it. I also got the Prairie Schoolers 2015 Santa. I went ahead and grabbed this out of order. I was supposed to get 16 first, or second, sorry. But I started noticing this was really hard to come by. I don't know what was up with that year, but it was. So I grabbed it while I could. I paid like $4 shipping with free shipping. I got my Brenda's Minders and More needle minder of the month. I call him my marshmallow ghost because he looks like a marshmallow. Isn't it cute? It is absolutely adorable. I love it. And then I grabbed this on the side, and it's upside down. Let's turn this around. I just love it. It's sturdy. It's heavy. It says Once Upon a Time, and there's a castle. I absolutely love this. And then I watched Once Upon a Time this last Friday, and I cried. Like, my heart is just... If you're a Once Upon a Time fan and you haven't watched it, I won't say it, but you better have tissue because my heart was broken. Like, I like 24 hours, first 24 hours after watching that, I just couldn't wrap my mind around what I just saw. Like, it was heartbreaking, but it was sweet and it was beautiful and it was hard. I love Once Upon a Time, okay? So you gotta bear with me, but when I saw this, when I pulled this out to do this video, I just thought about that episode. I know it's just a show, but they're my favorite characters. Anyhow, moving on. I also got my Grime Guard for the Grime Guard of the month. I didn't get two. I got it for another scroll frame that I've yet to get. I went to go get it with my coupon from Joann Fabrics. They didn't have it anymore. So then I went to go see if Michael's maybe carried it, or maybe I got it wrong and I got it at Michael's. No, Michael's doesn't have it. So now I got to order one. So I'm really thinking about ordering the one that Vonna Pfeiffer from the Twisted Stitcher recommended. It's a little more expensive, but she says it holds the scrolls or the dowels tighter. And what I'm looking for is just this part. So I hope it works, because my plan is to get different size length dowels for my larger projects, and I'll just use the sides as I switch them out, you know. This one is dedicated to Hazel, but I need to have her done soon. So I'll have two, which will be fine. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Since I did not get to use the coupon at Joann Fabrics and get that scroll, I used it to get fabric. I usually do. And when I brought the fabric home, I decided I wanted to try to do the tea, coffee, stain, and bake method. So I used that piece of fabric, and that's what I did. So I tea dyed it. I boiled it in tea for about 30 minutes on the stove on low. Then I boiled it in coffee after that. I didn't know what I was doing. Then I did the bake and baste method that the Twisted Stitcher has on her website. And this is how it came out. And it's like that on both sides. And I have in my 1, 2, 3 stitch order, or cart, the chart that says first we have coffee, then we do the things, or something like that. And I had planned on doing that. And I've got some floss in there. I can't remember if it's for that or my kitchen witch that I got on PDF file. That mortuary stitches that she's doing. But I thought this would be great with that. Like, I can still smell the coffee. I love coffee. But I thought that would be really cute on this because there is some spots on here. If I can find it real quick. Oh, where is it? Of course I can't find it now. Now that I'm looking for it. Sorry, I'll find it later when I'm done with this. But it looks like I set a cup of coffee on there. It's the lighting in my house. One of these days, I will do this in the daytime. I have done it before. But yeah, I'm not finding it now. It's on here. I swear it is. It's kind of like this one, but this is tiny. See that spot right there? Looks like I put a little tiny cup on there. I'm going to touch my phone because there's a message on there. There we go. Sorry. I just wanted to get rid of it. It was going to bug me. But yeah, I basted and baked that and I love it. I want to do it again. I have more of that, of this fabric. Then I got my first order from Fabrics by LJ. This is crushed walnut. I didn't know crushed walnut was purple, but apparently it is. But it's very beautiful. It's a really pretty purple. So I have to find the right chart for this. It's not as, I don't know, I call it marbled, but it's still a gorgeous piece of fabric. Cannot wait to stitch with that color. And then I got my fabric from Under the Sea Fabrics. And this is called Sagebrush. And I know when I'm stitching with this. It is a little darker green than what it's showing. It's the small piece. And I had asked her to change me over to the next size, and the message got missed. And I got my what do you call it? My PayPal order statement, whatever. Can't think of it. For Fabrics by LJ, Under the Sea Fabrics, and Brenda's Miners and More. And I got on there and just started paying it. And it wasn't until later that I realized, wait a minute, I think I only paid like $12.75 to Under the Sea Fabrics. That should have been larger price because I upped the fabric size. And I went back and sure enough, it was that size. So even though she responded to me, she must have forgot. Well, I was going to change that and contact her and say, can I just add some more money and get the larger one? Would that be okay? Because I did ask for that. But then my husband called me from work, and, or no, he was somewhere else. And he said, guess what? I got that new job. Which is a great opportunity for him. He's looking to go to UPS permanently. He's a truck driver. And he's the one who does the big rigs, not the town driving. You have to start out as seasonal. And if that works, which they almost all the time hire the guys back, or at least one or two of them, it's an amazing company, and it's worth taking this chance, not a risk. He can grab a job pretty much wherever he wants, because he's got that much experience. Like, he's had a company call and say, you're overqualified for us. How could you be overqualified driving truck? He never got that one, but he is. So it is worth it. It's a great opportunity at this stage in our life, and so he's going for it. And the pay is much better, but it's just the transition, you know, from one job to another. So I'm like, okay, so I'm not gonna up that right now, because we gotta wait and see if he even gets called back right away. And sometimes they don't call you back for another couple months once they see who's retiring in the company and how busy they're going to be. So yeah, that's where we're at. So I'm keeping it that size since I have 3 things I'm ordering in a month, and I don't want to cancel one thing. I will if I have to. We'll see. But yeah, I'm just keeping it. So there's only, I mean, normally it's not a big deal having a small piece of fabric, but there's not a whole lot of things I stitch this small. I just pick the big things. I don't know why. But yeah, that's the way it is. So I also got my Just Cross Stitch. Oh yeah, and I was going to go over to linen, because I got Lugana. Sorry. Oh, it's the other way. I think that's what, I don't know what it is. I just threw it down there. I got something else, and I wanted to try linen. So I was going to go to the next size plus linen. So I will. But anyhow, Just Cross Stitch, I did renew it. When they were saying this was going to be my last issue, I panicked. And then I got this prescription. That's what I was going to say. Prescription. Hey, you know, that might work. When my husband looks at me and says, why did you subscribe to the magazine again? I can say, no, it's my prescription. It's my medicine for happiness. When I'm not happy, I take my prescription, which is my stitching. I don't know if that'll work. I like that better. My prescription. This is my prescription to happiness. Cross Stitch Gold. This was supposed to be my last issue, and I renewed this subscription because I panicked again. Can't be without my medicine, right? That's all I have to show you on that front as far as everything I've gotten. So let's show you what I've been stitching on. I pulled this out yesterday and stitched on it just a little bit because it's October, and I'm going to stitch this on Tuesday, Halloween. When I got sick, I just had a little project with me sitting next to me on the couch, and when I felt like stitching it, I did. So my rotation piece, it just went out the window for this week, and that's fine. I don't live by it. I'm fine with dropping it. So I just grabbed whatever, and I finished stitching around the ghost, and then I did this little section. I did that one evening, or no, one afternoon, sorry. I stitched Hazel in the evening. And that was yesterday, and then today I stitched, let me try and find it, the classic Christmas charm for the month of October. I need to post that on Facebook too, on the group. The monthly magazine sale, a lot of people I think are dropping it because they're starting to get too many whips. But mine's all in one piece now. So I started number 5, and this is as far as I got tonight, or this afternoon, sorry, and I had to put it down, help my husband get ready for work. And I'm going to stitch on this tomorrow a little bit, get a little bit more done. So that's all I got there. Whoop. Almost dropped one. This is my 2017 Santa. Everybody has seen him. Cuteness. I love the bear. So cute. A lot of people are stitching this one. I had this piece of fabric. It was that oh, I don't remember what it was called. It's from DMC. It's 14 count. I got it at Michael's. Then I tea-dyed it. I'm sure you may remember, all of you who've been following me for a while. And this is color it came out. And I decided to do Santa on this. I knew 14 count would be fine. And I like the sparkle. See the sparkle in his clothing? Because Santa's magical. And I've gotten pretty far, and I did a lot of that while I was sick. This is so fun. And I went to the veterinarians today with Rico. Did I tell you that at the beginning? To see how, you know, he's got that infection and it's still going. Did I say that already? I don't remember what I said. But anyhow, I stitched on him there. So easy to take him. And I leave my little scissors because I'm discovering it's really super easy. We had to go to Portland, well, around Portland yesterday. Saturday, I was gone half the day. And I took this in the car. So I stitched this while I was sick, and then yesterday and today. And that's how far I came. And when I was sick on the couch, like, I would sleep for hours. I don't remember the last time I slept that much. A long, long time. And this is after sleeping 11 hours at night. That's how sick I was. Then I worked on my English garden. I can't remember the name of it. I stitched on this at the beginning of October. I got this whole section done. So excited. I had the Algerian eyelet stitch on the outer part partway done, so I finished that all up. And then I don't know if you can see, but my French knots are terrible. But these are little tiny flowers done in backstitch. And then the tips are those ridiculously uneven French knots. But then this side is more even. So I came that far, but it's beautiful. I love the colors. Cannot wait till it's done. And normally when I'm on a section like this and I'm just on it, I can't get past it, you know, I get a little burnt out. But this is so much fun. There's backstitch, eyelet stitch, French knots, backstitch, and it's different design, different colors, and it's just beautiful. I don't get tired of it. I could probably stitch on this solely for like weeks. I probably could. Maybe I should get something done around here. Then I worked on my winter season from Dimensions. Sorry, I don't remember who did it. I don't have the cover with me. The house is done. That didn't go to there. Even the clouds are done. All done. So happy. Now I'm on the bottom part. I did this. It looks like, it's supposed to look like, I think, pebbled stone, walking pebble, whatever. Then started on the horse, and I stitched Oh, I did finish the snowman too. I watched a Hallmark movie, the 2-hour Hallmark movie. And between watching that and stitching the horse, I got all the horse in the brown section done. Then I watched an hour TV show that I had recorded, and I frogged the whole brown part of the horse. And then I decided to watch another hour TV show that I had recorded. This was on a Saturday, by the way. And then I began restitching the brown section of the horse. Got about halfway and I bagged it. And then on Sunday I finished the brown section of the horse, and I have not been able to pull it out and finish the black part. All because I was a stitch off up here. And normally I could try to fudge it, but there's so much around this horse I couldn't. And I just do it, Fran, just do it. Just frog it. So I was very frustrated that night, but here it is in the hole. I still love the trees. It's still beautiful though. Just frogging it and just starting it again kept me from putting it down and just not wanting to look at it. Sometimes it's best just to do it right then and there. Just get it done. Here's my way to happiness. Now remember, this is a free chart online. And you know I decided to do the words in variegated floss, and I can't remember if I showed you the pink. So I did it. I'm almost done. Everything else about this is done for the first part of the chart. And I'm just stitching along watching TV, and I'm really not paying that much attention. And when I really stop to look, I realize some of that pink you can't even see. Now I'm not happy with it. It's a beautiful pink, but I'm just not happy with it. So really, if it was all the dark pink, I would probably keep it, but I think it looks too faded, and you're having a hard time making out the letter. Because if you look at it like this, you don't know what it says, really. I'm really close to finishing it, but this is just for the fun, you know, when I just feel like grabbing something real quick. I'm not in any dire hurry. It goes in my bedroom. Maybe that's why I'm not getting anything done. I'm not in a dire hurry for most anything. I am in a dire hurry for one thing, and that is Hazel. I'm going to get a piece of paper. And here she is. So I went ahead. I've got quite a bit done since you've seen her. A few rows. Once I get this done, I'll stitch on her a little bit tonight. Probably not much. I really need to. But I went ahead. I stopped and I just stitched where her paw is, to know exactly where I wanted to end this. And this is a complete square, or a complete block as I like to call it. So there's a whole block down here all the way across. I'm not even going to bother doing. It's not necessary because you can see that there's sand underneath her paw, and that'll end perfect. So now what I'm doing, that's his trachea. Try searching it on YouTube. You'll hear a lot of dogs sounding like that with collapsed trachea. So what I do is I come over here and I stitch on the main body. And then I look at the time, and if I can get it done by like close to 9 o'clock or around 9 o'clock, I jump over here and get a block done. Or at least a good portion. So that's what I'm doing. I just jump over here at the end and clean these threads up and park them in or bury them, and I'm done. So I can just say I've gotten this part done. But that's why. And then this here is just because I was finishing this and stitching it up all the way to where I wanted it to end. So that's how far I've come. So with that said, the month of November is going to be primarily Hazel. She needs to be done for Christmas. She's got to be done for Christmas. I don't want to have another event go by, like the anniversary of her passing. I was nowhere near it. The birthday of my friend Hazel's mama, nowhere near being done. I have to get this done. This month makes 1 year that I started her. So she's got to be a Christmas gift. I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to have plans on stitching for November, except her. If I'm not a morning person, I hate mornings, but I'm going to start attempting to maybe get up a little bit earlier and maybe grab something in hand or something small and stitch. So I keep my momentum on here. You know how it is when you stitch one project for a long time. You get burned out no matter how special that project is to you. So if I can get maybe a little stitching done in the morning, I don't know, we'll see. But when I come home and I get a few things done, I'm going to stitch on Hazel in the afternoon. She's going to be my afternoon project, and she's going to be my evening project. So I'm afraid when I get on here, I may not have much to show you, and I'm sorry, but she's very important to get done. I got really a month to get her done, because I don't know how long it'll take to frame, and I would feel more comfortable framing her. I was originally thinking about turning her into a wall hanging, but I'm a little nervous about that. If my friend ever had to move her, the stitches getting snagged, I don't want her to be nervous about that, to where if it's covered in glass, I won't have to worry about it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, but I really, in my mind, I want to have her done by December 1st. So I'll have that time to get her finished, completely finished. So that's all I have to show you. I'm going to hop off here so I can eat. This is a book I'm going to start tonight. I'm not sure how much I'm going to get done. I've only got like 5 days before it's due back, and there's somebody that has a hold on her. I'm so busy talking about Hazel, I'm calling my book a her. Doing real good with my words tonight. I'm in such a hurry. There's somebody that has a hold on this book. 5 days to read this book normally isn't that big of a deal, but I'm spending so much time on this, it probably will be. Because right now, since really working heavy on her, and I've been working almost every day on that. When I eat is when I read, and then at night I try and read a chapter in a book, and it's been taking me about 2 weeks to read a book, when normally it takes me like 4 days to a week to read a book when I'm working. But this takes place in Ireland, and this is like book number 5 or something in the series. I can't remember. 4, somewhere around there. And I love the series. So there's like 1 or 2 holds. So I may have to put it on hold again and mark where I left off. Because I can remember. I've done that before with the last book I read by Victoria Laurie. I just remembered I ended at chapter 7, and when I picked it up, I just skimmed through it and was like, oh yeah, I remember the whole thing. So, that I read. So it's really not a big deal. But that's it. That's all I have for you. And that's all I have to talk about. So I'm going to get off of here, like I said, and eat so I can stitch on her. I don't eat and stitch at the same time. Just I don't do that. And go to bed, start work all over again. So hopefully I will see you soon, probably in a couple of weeks, since I'm not going to have a lot of stitchy stuff I'm going to work on. But a couple of weeks is sooner than normal. I'm going to get this onto my computer. As soon as I'm done with this, while I'm eating, it can be going onto YouTube. And you can see this for, for what it's worth as I'm fumbling around. So we will talk to you soon. I hope you all have a wonderful week this coming week, and I hope you have a great Halloween. My husband will be home, and he may get some candy to pass out while I watch the dogs and keep them from barking in terror with every doorbell. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching and for as I've said before, putting up with my irregular videos, having patience with me. I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate any of your patience for upcoming videos, and not having much to show you other than Hazel. I have an Instagram account, My Little Stitchy World. I will try to remember to link that below. I will also try and remember to link Vonna Pfeiffer's website below, just in case you're one of the very few people who don't know who she is, on the bacon-based method of that. And yeah, so talk to you all soon. Bye, everyone.